Hello there. Um, Today, it's another day of Power Platform governance and administrator trick that I want to show you. And I really hope that you watched the video on the 2nd of December where Joergen told you how to get your own developer tenant, because this is going to be incredibly useful, because today I'm starting with the magical word of PowerShell. And I've seen many people who are not very familiar and not deep into tech. That is, PowerShell is a CLI, so a command line interface, no user interface. That seems a little bit scary and complex. And to be fairly honest, it is, in my opinion. I just started to learn it last year, but there are some amazing capabilities that come with PowerShell, and I would like to show you the first thing, basically, that I did around Power Platform with PowerShell. So let me share my screen real quick. Talk about basically the self-service purchases that is allowed and possible within Microsoft Power Platform. And what this is basically, that means there are a lot of products in the Microsoft world that allow self-service purchases, and that means that user in your organization can buy their own premium license with their own credit card and use it in your tenant, even if the IT won't give you a license for that, for example. And this is interesting. I like the opportunity for the user, but as an admin, I'm like, this feels like such a moment, like, here's all my money, give me the licenses, I do it on my own. And this is basically what is Shadow IT. So there's a little trick to check if the self-service purchase is set up in your tenant and what products allow self-service purchase. And I want to show you how to get the information, which products allow that, and how to disable that. All right. Yeah, we are starting with PowerShell. And I'm running the PowerShell now in my terminal, and I run it as an administrator. And this is something for every PowerShell trick and tip I'm going to publish within the series. You will need administrator rights. So most of the times I'm talking to Power Platform administrators, and they can reproduce it. Usually it's a little bit about the tenant settings, what you can do and what not. But when in doubt, start on your developer tenant so that you just don't crash anything, and just to make sure that everything works out fine. All right. I need to leave my little cheat sheet here. Okay. So first of all, this one is there's a special module around Power Platform from PowerShell. This is PowerShell for Power Platform or something like that. We don't going to use this one today. We will start with the module MS Commerce, and this is just found in the PowerShell gallery. So this is an official product licensed by Microsoft. So nothing shady here. We just use official tools and products. All right. Well, shell, here we go. So first of all, we are going to install this module. And there is put in the code and other scripts and commands that I use down in the video description. But also, if you don't know how, there are always installations options and tricks in the PowerShell gallery. And I can just click on copy here, then it copies my code. And well, I want a dark background. That's better. And now I can just paste it, install module name MS Commerce. We're going to do that, and it takes a few seconds. And now it will give us a warning that this is an untrusted repository. And that basically means that this module comes from without your machine. It comes from the PowerShell gallery. So it sounds like a warning. It is more or less a warning, but this is an external repository. An external repository. And we are going to use it anyway because it's an official product. So we say A for yes to all. This is one of our options here. And when we do that, I will see it's already installed. I just wanted to show you how that works, and that there's a warning with every module that you're going to install for PowerShell. If you have installed that module, we are going to need to connect it into our PowerShell session now. And we do this with the nice command connect MS Commerce. If we do that, there's something happening on the other screen that you don't see. Here we go. Now we need to log into the tenant that we are going to use, and I'm using this one here. Now my password, just pass your credentials, click on sign in. Connection established successfully. That's good. Now, first of all, I'm going to copy that just to avoid any typos, and we'll just explain to you what I just did. Now, what we are doing, we use the verb get to get all the MS Commerce product policies, and we are going to filter that by policy ID and just have a look at all the product policies that allow self-service purchase. And if we do that, we get a list. Now, I hope you can read that. I make it a little bit bigger. So these are all the products that allow self-service purchase. Power Automate per user, Power Apps per user, but Windows 365 Enterprise as well, Dynamics Marketing, Viva Learning. So all these products can be purchased by your user without you realizing it when they use their own credit card. As you can see, I've already disabled a few of them formally, just for testing and learning purposes. And now we are going to disable a new, just to show you how it works. And let's see, which one do we pick? Python on Excel. That's a good one to disable, actually. So what do we do now? We update the MS Commerce product policy. Once again, we filter this list by the policy ID, all those products that allow self-service purchase. Then we provide a certain product ID. And now I have to provide this product ID here, Python on Excel, and paste it in here. As you can see, I can't copy that in here. Then I have to write it from scratch. That is CFQ. Okay, so we provide the product ID, and I should really learn them by heart by now. And now we set the value to disabled. Now, if we run this, and we see update policy product success. And if we just check again, and let's see at the list, we can see this one is disabled here. And this is a way, of course, there are also commandlets and snippets that let you disable all of them as once, or just all of them that resemble a certain phrase like project or power or something like that. And I will put the commandlets in the video description so that you can copy paste and just try it out. Remember, in your developer tenant, not in your production tenant, if you're not experienced, so that you can just try it out and see to able and disable and enable that again. The whole thing works as well if you set the value not to disable but to enable. So you can reproduce it like that. And I think that's my tip already. Welcome to the world of PowerShell.
Policy to allow self-service, as you mentioned before, it's really opening the door for some kind of shadow IT. If you have as an admin have not the knowledge which licenses are in your tenant enabled.
Actually, I have an ad hoc additional tip, so to say. Now, I hope this works. This is not scripted and I haven't prepared anything, but let's see. Because you can actually filter in your M365 Admin Center for self-service licenses. So let's go to the M365 Admin Center, and I don't know the shortcut for that, only for the feedback. Okay. And now, I really have to think, how was it? If you go to billing, so of course you have to be in an administrator settings that you can have, that you are allowed to see the billings. That would be the billing admin or the global admin, whatever I can't remember. But if you are in your developer tenant, your global admin, and then you can see it anyway. So billing your products, and then over to the right-hand side here, we have 5 filters pre-selected, and I didn't recognize it for a very long time. If we click on it, then you see here self-service. And if you click on that, you can see all the licenses that were purchased with self-service. In this example, we don't have any, but this way you can see it even without using PowerShell, but you can't disable it here. But there you can check, like for a first check, are there any self-service licensed in my tenant or not? And yay, it worked. That's really cool.
Input. Great.
All right, that was my tip. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you.